fought in a while.
I know.
It's been a while. Shut up.
We're already recording, so
Shut up like Travis
podcast
Popsicle.
hasn't started yet. So bleep you.
Oh, yeah? We'll
Yeah,
bleep you
live.
first. we'll bleep you and we'll do it live.
bleep, bleep, bleepity bleep. Bleep.
Bleep it.
You,
Do it live.
you mother father. Actually, we need to stop bleeping and we need to do like substitution of words. It's better
Like an
that
old
way.
school car horn, like Ahooga.
Yep.
But you have to say Ahooga.
The standard beep, honestly, is the
Ahooga?
funniest sound.
Do you
Yeah.
have to say Ahooga?
Yeah. Shut the Ahooga.
Have you ever seen any of the old cartoons? There's like a mouth on the end of it. He's like, Ahooga.
Yes. It's
They're just
classic.
like that in real life.
Yeah, that's what they sound like. That's what it stood for. Bad words. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 246 of the Good Morning Guys podcast, thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we talk about the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I am one of your hosts, the Brazilian mountaineer and transition ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, the jury, and the executioner of that there fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
Ahooga.
All right. To his left and my right, the volleyball and beast to the east who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back, Ronnie Johantis.
Hey.
Hello. The final member of the GMG Quadfecta continues to be on sabbatical and temporarily deceased, but he's got music on his heart. Oh, well, he could have music on his heart. Doctor Who in his brain and La Coretta on his oestomago, Carcass Boucher. I kind of just mixed up my prepositions just for fun.
I think if you're dead more than 5 minutes, like you're dead. Like,
Is that how it works?
Is
All
he
the
going
way
to come
dead.
back like as a zombie?
He's going to stink. That's all I know.
Oh,
He's smell
man.
real bad.
We'll have to dig
There's
him up.
no way he's going to be able to get his sound system working as a zombie.
No, I think Kristen's going to have to help. It's going to be a weekend at Bernie's.
No, that's not going to be a whole
Boucher
like,
style.
help the zombie get the computer ready scenario. Like, that's impossible to not get
Oh,
bitten.
brains.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's got La Coretta on the brain, right? Music on the brain, La Coretta on the brain.
I mean,
Maybe it's La Coretta on the brain once he becomes a zombie.
that's
Because
true.
that's all he's going to think
That's-
is when he's going to
You think
feed.
he's just going to be trying to
long
get
as-
Mexican food as a zombie?
Yeah, that's
As long as it tastes like brains, he's interested.
know.
Down for that.
I don't know if that holds up.
I would like your finest taco with brains and burrito brains and chili con queso brains.
Yeah, he's getting. I mean, as a zombie, he has pretty good. You know, how do you say that? When someone says something right.
Something right? Nobody on the show. That's who says it. We don't know how to say anything right. Like, who taught us?
If you're looking for wrong stuff, you've come to the right place.
You are here. If you're new joiner, well, you just learned all the wrong things to say in the last 5 minutes. And if you're not new, well, your vocabulary, it's on us. You're welcome. We're glad you joined us. And we're glad you're here. Glad you're back. The boys are back in town. As the saying
Hold on.
goes.
Except for Mark.
Yeah, Carcass isn't here, so
Oh, that's
the
right.
boys are not back in town.
He's a zombie.
Just kidding.
3/4 of the boys are back in town.
3/4 of the boys are back in town.
That's the majority, though. I mean, I guess we can say it.
3/4 of the boys are back in town. All right. Enough of that.
No.
Let's jump into some updates, shall we? As is tradition, we have people
shall.
that have been living lives here on the podcast, and we have life that we could update on, maybe.
Yeah.
Or it might be super short. It might be brief. Ronnie, make sure to have
Never brief with us.
your baby size update, whether it's lumberjack or 90s. So I'm giving you the heads up now. Just
Don't
in
tell me
case
what to
Patrick
do.
goes first. And Patrick, I'm going to tell you. Don't you tell me what
You
to
back
not tell
off.
you
Get out of
what to
my
do.
zone here.
Don't tell me to go
I'll
first.
get in whatever
Get
zone
outta
I'm
here.
Don't tell me to tell me.
I will tell you what I will tell
Ahooga.
you. And Ahooga. You're going to go first.
Wait, who's going first? I couldn't hear through all that.
And no, I think you, and like he said, you are going to go first.
I said what
Use.
I said.
That could be anybody.
Use? How do you spell that?
Utes better go first. My cousin
Youths?
Vinny. What a great movie. I like that one.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it me that goes
Remember that
first,
one?
or is it Patrick? You?
Are you
Me?
ready to share
You?
your baby update? Because if you're not going first.
I actually did check, and it wasn't like anything really cool. 90s version. We're coming up on 28 weeks on Wednesday.
Okay.
Perfect time to
Right
see
now,
that
the
movie.
baby is the size of a cabbage.
Patch? Doll?
No, it just says cabbage. That was confusing to me as well. I thought it was gonna be some
That
cool
doesn't-
90s
A
thing.
Cabbage
but I don't-
Patch head is just as big as a cabbage,
Was cabbage a 90s thing? That's a good question.
Cabbage is pretty big. Are you sure
think so?
that's a real head? Yeah, I know
you guys
so.
like cabbage?
We get cabbage often because I make coleslaw, Asian coleslaw, and it's awesome.
Do you grow coleslaw in your backyard?
What's the difference? Why is it Asian?
I don't think
coleslaw?
you
Is
can
it-
grow
is all
coleslaw
Asian?
like the
coleslaw plant
like the cabbage.
just
Yeah,
fills
the
up little KFC
Oh,
cups.
That'd be awesome. The styrofoam is biodegradable. It's like, what? How did nature solve this problem? Now we don't have to worry about styrofoam issues. What were we talking
What's
about?
different about the coleslaw to make it Asian? Like, is all
Cabbage head.
coleslaw Asian?
We put some of them ramen noodles crunched up in it. Gives it a little crunchiness.
Mm.
And then we do a vinegar based coleslaw. We don't do the creamy one like KFC. And we add vinegar, oil, and some sugar, and then some ramen noodles, and cabbage and carrots.
Sounds like
And
a
some
recipe to
almonds.
like end your life early.
Why would that end your life?
I mean, vinegar, ramen noodles. What else did you have in there?
Yeah,
Individually, they
good.
all sound horrible together.
It's all good for you.
I mean, ramen noodles. There's no way that's good for you.
Oh yeah, ramen noodles. Yeah,
Oh yes,
definitely
The
good for you. Definitely
like a
good
health
for you.
program food.
Yep, that's right. That's where we
You ever
got the
just eat
idea
the
was the
brick?
health program.
Did you eat the ramen
Uh,
noodle brick?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Huh?
sure I did it back in college, but I haven't done it since then.
I did one time to try it. I didn't make it all the way. It was rough.
I mean, it's literally very rough and crunchy, and it kind of are not very tasty. Did you sprinkle some of the powder on it, like the flavoring?
It doesn't
Honestly, I
stick to
can't
it, though.
remember. It seems like you would
Hmm.
inhale the powder and then you'd have a real problem.
It'd be like the cinnamon test or challenge or whatever,
It
where
would
you
be
like,
just like that.
you're like choking
Or like
on it.
eating some like barbecue chips and you just like, and then it goes right
Oh
down your
man,
throat.
I got a bag of sour cream pretzel chips here, and I got to the end, and there were little crumbs at the bottom, and I ate it thinking it would be pieces of pretzel. It was just pure salt and sour
tore you
cream and onion. Oh, it like made my lips pucker up, and it was just like I might as well just chewed up a block of salt. Like it was
That's
disgusting.
Ugh.
Ugh. Ugh.
You ever do that with like Doritos when you get like the bottom? Like if it's like a
Oh,
big
that's
bag
amazing.
of Doritos, well, that depends. If it's like the small Dorito bag, like the single
Right.
serving one, then it's fine,
Yeah.
perfect. But if it's like the bottom of a big
Oh,
bag,
the party,
and
the party bag.
you decide to take the party bag bottom. There's a lot in there.
Oh, it like
That
soaks
will
up
mess you
all the saliva in your mouth and then coats the back of your
Just
throat.
kills
You're
you
like,
immediately.
Yep. That happens.
So back to the baby.
Update. Yeah.
yes,
Back to
so
the baby.
it said cabbage. I don't have a week 28 update yet. The last one for me was a rugged boot, I think. So he's definitely getting pretty big. I mean, 28 weeks. We are we got like 12 weeks left, 13, 12 and a half.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
something
your
like
wife
that.
wants 10.
12.
wants
I'm sure
one
your
more.
wife wants 2.
she
more
would like
weeks.
she would like to be at the end in 1 week for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
She has this past week or so really gotten like some discomfort just sitting, laying down, like trying to get comfortable. So she's just starting to have a lot of those issues.
Now,
Mm.
Ronnie, does
Don't
she
tell
have
her.
does she have like a body pillow or does
She does.
Yeah.
We bought a pregnancy pillow like right from the very beginning.
Nice.
It definitely helps. It's just a
Nice.
matter of, I guess, you can't lay like flat on your back. You can't really lay
Yeah.
on your side.
You have to get that
when, like,
right angle
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely don't tell her I said this, but it just gets exponentially more uncomfortable from here. Like,
yeah,
the
she's
baby
aware of it,
grows at an exponential rate. Like the final month,
Yeah.
your wife will, like, her tummy explodes. It's nuts.
Yeah, she
Like, it's
definitely
just
is
like,
aware
get the
that
baby
that's
out
coming.
now. Yeah, I'm so sorry for her. You did
Yeah,
this to
I mean,
her, you know?
it is rough. I mean, she'll just be sitting there. She'll be like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, what the heck?" And she's like, "Oh, it just feels like he's in my esophagus right now." I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
man, that's gotta be rough.
Well, how big of a baby were you when you came out? Do you know what
I was early. I was about 6 pounds. So I
me
wasn't like a
too.
huge
How
baby.
early were you?
I think 2 weeks, maybe
Oh, okay.
two.
I was
3 maybe?
6 pounds and I was a month early.
Oh, you would have been a
I might have
giant
been.
then.
Yeah, I would have been a large
A
I
monster.
don't remember how big I was.
plump little baby. You don't remember?
I got
We
it
both
tattooed on me
totally
right in the
remember,
hospital.
Patrick.
You guys have. Well, I forget things the minute they're done.
Yeah,
He didn't
you
remember
came
that
out of the
very first
womb and
one.
you were like, how did I get here?
They're
Where
like
did
8.7.
Hey, you're like, hey Sheila, what am I doing here? Am I here for a reason? All she
This
hears
guy's gonna
is,
be a genius.
yeah,
Little do they know I plateaued early.
yeah. You're like, so long johns after
Yeah, I know.
after I get cleaned
Maybe
up, right?
that's why.
And they're
my
like,
mom had
oh
long
no,
johns while I was in the womb, and that's why I like it so much.
we gave birth to a pirate.
I'll tell you what, every time I try and eat
Long
Long John
Johns.
Silver's, like, it's just everything that I get from Long John Silver's taste like everything else from Long John Silver's. It's like they just have a bin of all the food and they just
Correct.
pick
They
out
just
your
throw it in.
individual food when you order them, but they all
Yeah.
taste the same.
It just sits in like a grease pile for days. And they're like,
Days.
That's
"Oh,
what I think too. Like when you get
because it's
chicken
so
and
fast.
fish
It's
and
so
you can't tell the
fast.
difference, there's something wrong. They both taste the same. It's like a bland piece of weird meat that's fried.
Mm-hmm.
That's going there tomorrow.
Patrick's like, man,
my mouth is watering right now.
We totally got to go to Long John Silver's when I swing by your place.
Man, I don't want to have diarrhea all day the next day.
We'll do
That's
it
true.
right before you leave.
Oh, there we go. Yes, my wife will so thank you. And by thank you, punch you in the face.
We don't want to do it the first thing. We don't want to ruin your entire trip.
No. It's right when we're leaving. Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. It's perfect.
Let the next people you see deal with it.
Exactly.
That's going to be a rough
parents.
trip if you eat Long John Silver's right before you go. That is going to be... I wouldn't even wish
Just
that on
make
my
sure your
own.
next drive is not more than 2 hours.
2 hours and 45 minutes before that runs through you.
Yeah. Just make sure there's a rest stop 45 minutes away.
You're going to be going from gas station to gas station.
All right. Ready to pull over. Let's go. How long's it been? 20 minutes? Okay. Can we stop? I don't want to.
We're out of Pepto. We've eaten it all.
Yeah. Once they run out, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she has a stage where she is pretty uncomfortable, all around, and I just get her whatever I can. All you can do is kind of turn into like a servant, like that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like, can I get you anything? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I even ask her all the time. I'm like, do you want me to carry you? Like, you just want me to carry you? Like, to wherever we're going. She said no every time so far.
You'll break her one of these moments. She's gonna be like, "Get me right now."
Yeah, but we actually have an appointment coming up this
time.
week, Tuesday. So we have it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ultrasound, I believe. So that'll be cool. Getting some more ultrasound pictures. He is super, super active. He's just constantly rolling, constantly kicking, all the time. So
nice. That's how Natasha was our first. She was constantly kicking. She actually at one point got her foot stuck in Mindy's rib and cracked it. And Mindy still feels a little pain in that rib. We're pretty sure she fractured it.
do you know how much tougher women are than we are?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. There's no comparison.
It is absolutely ridiculous. They would absolutely wipe the floor with us in a fight.
I remember, you guys remember last year when I stubbed my pinky toe and you have one of those moments where you're like, this is the worst pain ever. And your wife just looks at you like, shut up,
Shut
you
up.
idiot. You don't know pain. You don't know anything. Go cry to your mama. That's how she talks.
You're gonna get no sympathy here.
That's right.
Yeah, I do feel so bad for her, but I'm just doing anything I can to make it easier. So
Yeah, man.
we'll hope that
That's
the
all you
good
can
fight
do.
keeps going there. But outside of that, I haven't really done a whole lot. I did watch one movie, um, on Pat's recommendation. I watched Air,
Yes.
Ooh.
the story about the Michael Jordan, the Air Jordan shoes. I loved it, actually.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a movie that I liked that much in a while. I would give it a 10 out of 10 Air Jordans.
Yeah. Did I
I
tell
watched
you
it
I
twice,
watched it
actually.
again? Yeah.
I watched it again today.
It was that good. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. When you watch back through it, you miss a lot of things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you catch a lot of things you didn't really notice before when you were in the movie. So it was
Uh-huh.
cool to watch. One thing I didn't expect about this movie is I didn't expect it to be as funny as it was. Like, there's a lot of comedy like built in. Um, Specifically his like conversation with the agent the first time. Like, that was that was one of the funniest things. The agent's mad at him. But yeah, it like Matt Damon was awesome. He was
Yeah.
awesome in that movie.
He's got that natural humor to him.
Yeah, yeah, he does. It was very dry humor, like with him, but no, it was really cool because you don't, until something like this comes out, and I'm sure they've like made some adjustments, for TV and to keep people interested. But overall, you like to hear those kinds of stories that you don't know. Like, there's no way I would have ever known that that was the case or anything happened in that manner. So yeah, it's always really cool to see that, and especially something that's so popular like in our culture today, like to see the beginning of that and like the time frame that it started in and how like outlandish it was at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
Um,
that whole crew like revolutionized marketing and contracts and what they did for the NBA and communities. It all started with that story, it's just awesome.
yeah, and at the end he said, I think we probably have changed the shoe game going forward with
Yeah.
athletes. And of course they did.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, to give him a percentage of his shoes, I remember thinking to myself, like, I mean, he only makes money if you make money, though. You know what I mean? That's just one of those
Uh-huh.
scenarios where it's like, yeah, why wouldn't you give them a stake in it? So yeah, it was really cool to see. It was a
Yeah.
really
And
cool story.
the contract was just for him to get a percentage of the revenue of the each shoe that's sold that has
Yeah,
the name Jordan on it.
yeah.
And now in 2022 makes $400 million in passive sales revenue or profits, money, whatever, directly to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
400 million in 1 year just from the shoes.
What they say they've
That
made like
is
4 billion or
crazy.
something like that. Like total. It was
Oh
some
yeah,
outrageous amount.
yeah, Nike sells billions of dollars in Jordans alone.
Yeah, because Jordan really was. I mean, like when I was watching the movie, and like you see all those players, like some of the players on the draft board that year, like they're players that I know because they were, they were like good players. But man, if they had just picked the wrong one, none of this would have ever happened. It would have just
Yeah.
never been a thing.
Mhm.
The fact that they picked Michael Jordan, I guess they saw that in him, and he became Michael Jordan is the reason, like that it all happened. If it had been another player, I mean, it wouldn't have been the same at all. So
Right. Arguably one of the greatest player in NBA
yeah,
history, right next
yeah,
to. I mean, people. They argue it's Kobe,
it,
LeBron, Michael
yeah,
Jordan, those three.
yeah. There's a ton of people. I think it depends on like, it really depends on how old you are. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
Most of the
for
time,
sure.
age, you can tell who's on what side. Um, it depends on what you're looking at. Like some people look at championships, some people look at points, some people look at. I mean, it's an impossible thing to say, but I'm a LeBron fan. Like, you can see him, right. He sits back there and hangs out with me all
There he
day.
is. I see him.
But no, I
Ronnie.
can 100% appreciate that Michael. Um, at least as far as right now, I think he'll go down as the greatest. I don't think. I mean, you can make an argument about that, but I think it'll be different when people look back on LeBron's career after he's done. It's hard to look while you're in it. So, but yeah,
Mhm.
no, I think it was an amazing story. Like, I loved The Last Dance. Like, I love this Air movie. Like,
Yeah.
all the, I'm interested in everything Michael Jordan, even though I'm not a huge Michael Jordan fan. Like, I did grow up in the 90s, so it's impossible to not want to be like Mike or have a 23 jersey, or anything like that. So,
For sure.
um, But the show was great. The movie was absolutely fantastic. I definitely would recommend that. Elizabeth actually came in like 45 minutes after I started the movie and like started watching it with me, and then ended up watching the rest of the movie. Like, cause she just kind of got like, kind of hooked into it. So
Yeah.
Sucked in.
yeah. So it was good enough to draw somebody that doesn't care about basketball or
Yeah.
sports at all. It's just
Same with
good.
my wife. She loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was hilarious. We laughed the whole time. But outside of that, video games, I've been doing a little bit of Monster Hunter, but I don't think it'll go too far. I think the guys that I play video games with are more into it than I am. I'm just kind of in there to play something. So it just gets a little boring after a while. You fight these monsters that take 30 minutes to defeat. You get them down, then they run away, then you got to chase them down, then you got to fight them again. It's a whole process. So I don't know. I'm in a weird video game lull. I think I was talking to Elizabeth about this, but I might do a little reunion run in Arc before the new game. New game's coming, I think. Is it 2024? They moved it to
2030.
probably by the time my kid's 20 years old, it'll come out. So yeah, I don't know when that is going to happen, but one of the guys I play with has not played Arc very much, and it's a game that he likes. So to kind of have somebody that's new and to show them a lot of the things that you think are cool, that's kind of a fun experience in his own. So might do a little reunion tour there. But yeah, outside of that, I think that's pretty much how the cookie crumbles.
How
does your cookie
Cookies
crumble,
sound
Matt?
good.
My cookies. So
Yeah, let's hear
on
about
the
Your
on the
milkshake.
heels. Yeah, never mind. I after watching Air, I got into a Matt Damon. All of a sudden, the Bourne Identity came up as like recommended for me to watch. So I was like,
movies
yeah,
are so good.
Yeah, sure, why not? The Bourne.
So
It was on Saturday. Saturday morning, woke up early, and I watched the Bourne Identity, and I was like, might as well watch the Bourne Supremacy. So over the course of the afternoon, I watched the Bourne Supremacy, and then when everyone went to bed that evening, I watched the Bourne Ultimatum, and I watched the trilogy on Saturday. And man, those movies are so fun. They're so good.
So good.
They're like it's like a Mission Impossible, James Bond kind of feel to it. And Matt Damon is great, and you could tell it was weird going from Air to where Matt Damon, the way he looked, he was a little heavier for the role and things like that. Going to
he's like a middle-aged
when
man.
he was like 20 years old, very young, and it was a stark contrast from the Matt Damons that have been around, and so it was good. It was fun to watch again. So and those apparently there's the Bourne Legacy with Jeremy Renner.
Hawkeye.
And then the Jason Bourne that came out in 2016. I don't even remember.
Oh,
if I
that's
saw that.
right.
I don't know if I
forgot about that. You need to watch that. I definitely watched it. It's good.
So I'm gonna check those two movies out this coming week. But those are fun. Those are real fun movies to watch. I don't just one of those weird things where you're like something catches your eye and you pivot and start doing something else. Because like Ronnie, you said, like in a gaming lull, like I had this past week in gaming for me. I played some WWE, one night of Apex. I got this new F1 23 beta. It's a closed beta, and I had to sign an NDA to not talk about it. So I mean, it was.
Tell us more.
I mean, I don't even know how much I don't even know how much I could say about it. Other than I played it.
Team will just kick the door down behind him as soon as he mentions it.
Oh no! Because if I talk about it, then I'm not going to be in. I'm not allowed to be in any more betas that they have. So, but yeah, it was F1 23. I don't know what else to say, but so I played a little bit of that, and then I tried to get into the old Jedi Survivor. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Trying to get in the old Jedi Survivor, and man, I just haven't been able to get into it yet.
It hasn't caught the fire
yet. It hasn't.
Did you game fly it?
I did game fly it, so I still have it, and I can get 2 games out at a time. Right now, Jedi Survivor is the only game I have out right now. I don't know, just WWE just gets in the way of everything. I've already put in almost 260 hours of it now. Like, I love that game so much. It's only been out, what, 2 months maybe. I don't know when that's going to die down. I can't remember when 2K22 died down for me. I don't even know if it did.
Did it ever? I think just 23 came out, and then you're like, well, I guess I'm playing 23 now.
Yeah. So still playing that. On the life front. So it was 2 weeks ago to the day. And that weekend, I just felt terrible. Like, my stomach was hurting. I was lethargic. I just didn't want to do anything. And I just decided, you know what? I'm going to start eating healthy. And I cut out all fried foods. I cut out heavy, calorie intensive meals like pizza and things like that. And I started to eat more fruit, more vegetables, salads. I cut out juice. I cut out pop. And I just been drinking like milk and water, and coffee. And I feel so much better. I have so much more energy. I started to work out. Today I worked out. I have my Apple Watch, and I've had my Apple Watch for, I don't know, years. I'm not sure how many years. And today I broke my exercise minutes I've done in a single day. I've burned more calories today than I've ever burned in any single day. And today I weighed myself, and I've lost 10 pounds in the last 2 weeks. Just by just, yeah. And I haven't done more than just walk. I ran for a little bit, but then I realized, wow, my stamina is not there yet to run for a good period of time. I ran for a half mile, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm there yet. So I'm going to continuously add more runs to my walks. And then I think starting in next week, or 2 weeks from now, I want to start adding more things to my daily routine, whether that's sit-ups, push-ups, just no weights, just my body weight kind of thing. To see where that takes me. I have no goal in mind. My initial goal was just to feel better, and I feel a ton better.
Nice.
My clothes are starting to fit a little looser now, so I already know that it's working. But I just know that I just feel so much better now that I just cut out all the crap. And when you were talking about Long John Silver's earlier, man, that sounds so good. But I know, like, I've been pretty good. Where I try to limit the amount of bread that I'm intaking. Just more of if I have a sandwich, it's everything except the bread. If I have like a hot dog or something like that, or not hot dog, if I have like a sausage or something like that, it's just no bread.
Really?
I don't have
nothing.
No.
I just put ketchup on a spoon, and then I eat that.
Yeah. But I've been eating more high protein stuff like eggs. I didn't cut out bacon. Bacon's one of those things I just didn't cut out, and it's just one of those things where I'm like, I don't want to cut out everything, but
as long as you're not eating bacon like a nonstop, I feel like it's not the worst thing ever.
It's basically 1 or 2 pieces of bacon every few days.
Yeah,
so it's not like
that's reasonable.
Yeah, it's just something that I look forward to. It's been real. I don't snack. I don't eat after 8 p.m. anymore. That's also helped. It also increases my appetite in the morning. So that's how I can eat some high protein stuff. So
what about on those nights where you're up till like 2 a.m. gaming?
Yeah, still it's water. I have added some like lemon juice into my water to give me a little bit of a flavor than just plain water. So that's been helping.
I actually use Mio a lot because I don't drink enough water. So I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, so I have Mio at work. It's the caffeine Mio gives me a little jolt. in the afternoon, so that does help. Yeah, just being a little more careful about what I eat and how often that I eat. And it's crazy because I'm eating a little bit healthier. I am eating more than I used to. So it's a weird, and it's because I'm not eating so much grossness that I do have a little bit of an appetite, and my tastes have changed. I don't know if it's weird. Like I don't crave, like I would have a Mountain Dew every day. And I don't crave it anymore. And it's only been 2 weeks, so I'm interested to see how things change going forward. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
It's been pretty nice. On the other stuff for life, my daughter had a couple things this past week. She had her choir concert this past week, for the end of the year choir concert, which was nice. It was like an hour long. It was bearable. The 6th, 7th, and 8th grade kids all sang, and it was, I mean, some of it was, kind of like one-eyed squint, like kind of thing, but some of it was good. Some of it was good. So overall it was good. But so she did that, and this past weekend also was her dance recital. Man, I know I've talked about Claire's dance recitals in the past prior to COVID, and they were like 4-hour long days.
Oh no.
I thought that was long.
Oh
so
no. They upped it
this past Sunday.
Longer than that.
She started in a
They're like, we
dance.
got 3 years to make up for, so we're doing 12 hours.
And it's funny because you kind of like make it like that. Clark was like, how much longer we have? And I was like, I don't know, 10 years. Like it's what it felt like. And
get ready to graduate college. You're going right down that stage, Clark. Right when you finish, you go get your diploma.
So it was like 20 minutes away at a local high school. And so we got there. We had to get there at 11:30. All right. So she needed to be there a little early so that she can get dressed and get ready and all this, get her makeup and all that stuff. The show started at 1. So we were there at 11:30. Show started at 1. It went for 3.5 hours. Okay. And there was a break. We had some food.
That was halfway, wasn't it? That was intermission.
And then at 5:00, another 3 hours.
No.
What?
Yeah.
What is happening? That is crazy.
It was so. It
Did
was.
You have the
long.
Steam Deck?
No, I didn't. It was so. I say
you should
that it
have
was
started
long.
playing Marvel Snap. This is the time. That was the time to play some Marvel Snap, man.
It was impossible. As soon as the lights go down, someone with a phone on, everyone's like, put it away, kind of thing. And so we were there till 8:30. So it was like a 9-hour day at this high school. And so, but it wasn't.
Clark was just like dead laying over there, like after.
So he left halfway through.
He just walked out. Like, he's just like, I'm out of here, you suckers.
Yeah. I gave him the keys and he left.
He just left. Where are you going? I'm just going to find a.
I'm going to learn how to drive. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get my diploma soon. I better learn how to drive so I can go to college.
Yeah. So, but I say it was a long day, but the dances that they had were they were phenomenal. Like they were so good this year. One of the groups was award-winning for one of their programs, and they did for 9 minutes. They were dancing to the Moulin Rouge soundtrack movie, on Broadway show, whatever. It was solid, like really, really good. And it was like that almost the entire way. It was so different. It wasn't just like ballet and jazz and hip hop and tap. I think I named them all. They were all different types of music. They're all different types of dances. Some of them were horror dances. Like there was an angel with like demons dancing around. I was like, it was like really neat. But it was. I mean, it was 9 hours, but it really didn't feel like 9 hours, which I was pretty happy about because, I mean, I was in that seat for 6 hours of the day. And I was tired. I was like, I need to go lay down. Like I need to stretch my legs. It was that long. But yeah,
Wow.
and she loved it. She was in four dances. I think there were like 45, 50 dancers or something crazy like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was it was a lot. I thought last time was a lot, but this time took the cake for sure.
Next time you're going to be there for the rest of your life. If it just keeps getting worse, like you're just never going to be allowed to leave.
And Claire was in the younger, so she was on like there's like two age groups, basically. One's the younger, one's the older, and she was like the oldest in the young group. So she towered over everybody. It was crazy how tall she was, next to everyone, and she was about as tall as the seniors. So she's up there with the rest of them. But next year she'll be in more of the advanced classes, the older kids, and she'll be able to do more stuff. So she may be in 10 dances. I mean, some of these dancers, they were in like 15 dances. Like it was so many. I mean, but it was solid. And it was fun to watch. It wasn't like you were watching just kids over and over again, not know what they're doing. Yeah, you had some of that, but most of them knew exactly what they were doing. They knew their routine. They were in sync for the most part. So it was, yeah. I mean, I do it again. With your kids, Ronnie, you'll soon find out what your kids are doing. You don't care. You're gonna want to do it. Actually, no, you will do it. Not you want to do it. You will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll want to watch for sure when your kid's up there, regardless of how they're doing. But maybe not when the other kids are up there. You'd be like, you're the worst. Get my daughter, get my son back up there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what happened with me this past week.
All right.
Lucas.
All right. Cool.
What about you?
Before I go ahead, let's have some joiners go ahead.
Oh, under the gun.
Tell us what they were up to. Yeah, we're gonna age before
Audible.
beauty. I'm prettier than they are, but their combined age is more than mine. So, in your face.
I'm not
suckers.
sure I know what everybody looks like.
It doesn't matter. I'm the most beautiful. I'm the fairest of them all.
I'll be the judge of that.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. We posted, by we, I mean Patrick, posted call out for questions 5 minutes before we started. And so this is going to be a speed round. Go! Actually, it's not a speed round. They all gave very good, deep, meaningful Earl and Iffle updates, some questions, a little bit of everything. So it was nice. All right, Delvin Cox, he led the way. He said, is it too late for questions? Well, obviously not. So Thank you for that deep, hard-hitting question, Delvin. Moving on. Just kidding. That's not his only question. Okay. He said, if not, here goes. With me hitting 300 episodes this week, congratulations, my friend. 300. The big 300. We are Sparta. Are you going to wear like face paint and like stab something? You should, because that's
the only way to
do it.
Right?
They don't even face paint, do they? The Spartans?
Who doesn't? Do they not?
I think you're thinking
I guess they wear the eyeshadow. Don't they wear the eye makeup to make them look like that's their natural eye look?
Spartans look like that. Beautiful eyelids.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So 300 episodes this week, and it's got me thinking. What's your podcast milestones? Are there some that you want to hit? How different do you feel about podcasts now than you did when you started?
Good question.
All right. What do you guys think?
I can start by saying,
thoughts?
when we started, I was so nervous to do anything. Like those first nights, those first like few podcasts, I feel like I was extremely nervous. And we also didn't really, we hadn't like hammered out like a system of being able to talk not over top of each other every time
that is correct.
Somebody wanted to talk.
Yep. You're right.
We just kept doing it.
We just kept talking over each other.
Yeah, that hasn't changed.
Just interrupt. And then
if you have something to say, you just keep talking.
That's what you do. Yep.
Yeah, just keep talking until the other person stops talking.
That's what I do too. That's right.
However,
Ahooga.
Now it's just a whole different story. I mean, now it's like coming on here and just hanging out, you know?
Yeah, and we've embraced it. The nonsensicalness of it. Patrick, you got any milestones?
I didn't really answer the question.
Anything you want to hit? How different you feel? Well, you answered the last question. You started with the last question first. That's all good. Inverted order. How do you feel now compared to then, Patrick?
I enjoy it every single week. But
so you didn't at the beginning. That's sad. So you just hated our guts. You were just like, I'm just gonna get on this thing and just do it because I have to. Because eventually someone will leave or stop talking.
Yeah, I was hoping someone would leave. Not yet. I'm still waiting it out. No,
Marc,
I thought
Marc tried to fake you out.
Died.
He was like, "Right, see you guys." Yeah,
I need a break from you, idiots.
Here's a Marc fact for you. I hate you. Bye.
That's how he leaves us.
Yep.
No, I took his question a little differently about how do I feel about podcasts in general. Like, I love finding new podcasts that are smaller. Because I like the community of podcasts. I love the community feel. I don't like to be.
I thought you said humidity. The humidity of podcasts. I'm like, what?
Loves it.
Community.
Only Florida podcasts.
Community.
Community.
No, I like being a part of that. I don't like being lost. Like, if you ever watch a Twitch channel, and there's a lot of people like watching, and just the chat just goes crazy. Like, you don't see the chat. It's hard to get to know someone. So I like finding newer podcasts, or not newer, but smaller podcasts, more indie style than anything else. I like being part of that community. I don't like when it gets too big. Like, I used to follow pretty closely, Kind of Funny, and it used to be small, and now it's just gotten too big and get lost in the shuffle as a community member. So I like to be part of the smaller ones.
Nice.
And I like to build them up, like retweet, be involved in their tweets or Facebook comments or into their Discords. I really do. I like that. And I get to know people more on that level. As far as milestones, I don't know, other than doing, having more downloads and more listens every single year. We've been doing that. I don't know what the numbers are right now, but I think we just beat, or we're close to beating 2021 numbers. And
in your face, 2021.
Yeah. Hold on. I can actually pull that up pretty quickly.
It feels like on the milestone front, though, it's really just all been like a bonus. You know what I mean? Like, as it just continues to grow, like things just get better. Like, it's just I guess just a kind of a bonus to us.
Oh no, we are this week we'll beat 2021. So that's awesome. And then we're
what if only one person listens to our show this week?
Ronnie's mom.
No,
my mom is the only one that listens.
People
like,
listen to
Ronnie,
our podcast.
You're so cute.
Immediately, as soon as we post it, it's we start seeing those listens. But we're 75% of goal to beat in 2022, so we're almost there.
Nice.
And really, really cool. I think that's just the milestone that I look for. Would I like to get to 300? Yeah, I think that's the next milestone.
No doubt. Yeah. Can we wear eye makeup and or whatever the 300 guys wear?
Yeah, sure.
We dress like Spartans when we hit 300.
What's the episode today?
246. Thanks for listening.
Dude, I'll say I don't think I've ever listened to the number. I can.
I say it right at the beginning, Ronald.
It's usually only when you're talking. I'm not listening.
But you don't listen? Yeah, that makes sense, jerk. For me, I think at this point it's quality over quantity for milestones. I want our Discord. I don't want it to grow to where it's not manageable, like where there's new people coming in. I don't think we'll ever get to that. We don't have that style of podcast. We're not doing hip new cool things where I don't know, we're a bunch of people are pouring in being like, whoa, what are these guys all about? We're like, whoa, oh yeah, we're hip, cool, we're cool guys.
Just three wild and crazy guys.
That's right. And one carcass to go along with it.
Three best friends that anyone could have. Three best friends that anyone could have.
Beautiful. But yeah, I really just want us to have quality growth in terms of getting to know people. I really like the idea of, like, with Kevin and the Gamer Parents podcast. I'd really like more podcasts to join us, like just be in our Discord and we just kind of listen to each other and have conversations and kind of help each other grow each other's communities and like just I think that's maybe what I didn't quite get when we started. Like I wanted our own community, like kind of like Married to the Games had theirs. I'm like, I'd like let's do a community for ourselves too. And now it's like really just podcasting is just one big community. So I kind of think my understanding of that's expanded to the point where it's just like a network of podcasts and we just interact. Words are hard. Interact together, get to know each other. And then I think that covers it. Oh, and I'd like our podcast to be played in every single country in the world.
Ooh. Every country? How many countries are there in the
every
world?
Country. I want to say there's going
to be some rough ones there, I think.
200 some? Is that?
Like you're going to have to go to that
200?
country and then listen to it, I think.
I don't know. But first I thought like 325, but that feels a little high.
Oh, you're right. 195 countries in the world.
Yeah. 200 something could be close to 195. Yeah. So that's almost 200.
I wonder how many we've actually hit.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a fast way to track that. I've seen like the little map where it colors, like, of course, the US and Brazil are some of the highest. And then I think Canada and some European countries.
We got Spain, we got Brussels, Winchester, Southampton, we got Dublin.
Those aren't countries, but thank you for sharing.
I know, yeah, just like it's the top locations.
The cities.
You're not a country.
Oh, here we go.
That's
There's
right.
countries. Here we go.
Yeah, I thought there was countries.
United States, Brazil, United Kingdom, Canada, Portugal, France, Spain, Germany, Belgium, Turkey. I wonder, let's see, Hungary, Finland, Denmark, New Zealand, Thailand, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, Greece. I mean, we have a lot. These are the top ones. So
we need to see the full list.
Norway, Belarus, Mexico, Myanmar, Australia, Ireland, India, Turkey. This is crazy. Like, just those are the top ones. I don't know how far it goes because it only shows the top ones.
Yeah, if there's like one dude in Minsk that's listened to us, that'll make me happy. Of course, I think Minsk is a city, but it's fine.
The smallest one is
the smallest country that's listened to us. Oh, the smallest number. Yeah.
Sorry, the
Liechtenstein or Luxembourg have listened to us.
This just says top locations. I wonder if I'm on the
men.
Yeah. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to see if I can find out the analytics for that.
Sounds good. While you crunch them numbers, Chris Craig Corey Smith is going to share what's going on with his Earl and Iffle. In real life, nothing too crazy this week. Well, I jumped ahead. I decided to control. Gosh, combine words. Week. Wife. Is that like it's not the wife, it's wife. Wife picked up a couple little cleaning jobs that she can do in the evenings once a week. Get a little extra cash there. Cardinals are starting to play better, even though at the time of typing this, they are losing to the Reds by 1.
The Reds.
Keep waiting until later on in the game. And we'll give it up.
Give it time.
I'm
You're still on
a
strike,
baseball
right?
boycott right now.
Yeah, baseball boycott. So
yeah.
Let's see. Iffle in fake life. Been heavy into Apex mostly. Also playing some Fallout 76. Nice. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia. That's the setting of Fallout 76 for those of you who don't know.
All right, here we go.
What did you find out? Countries.
I found out that we can only see the maximum of 50 countries.
But it shows 50?
Shows 50. And Denmark is we've had 10 listens. 10 listens in Denmark. So I don't know.
Is that the last place? Is that the lowest one?
But the last place is tied between Denmark, Peru, and Finland at 10.
You think it's just one person listening, or it's 10 people that listen once and they're like, "This show sucks."
They're like, this is not in my native
This is garbage.
Yeah. So I can't see any more.
Jury's still out.
Yeah. So
if you're in
we wanted
Peru
yeah.
or Denmark, you've listened for the last 10 episodes. Thank you, good sir, or ma'am, whichever. We are thankful for you. If there are 10 of you that aren't listening anymore, well, we still love you.
You gave it a try.
So, yeah, we appreciate you giving a check out. Back to Chris Craig, Corey Smith. He said, started fresh on Fallout 76 with a new character and doing a story-based playthrough rather than doing group events. Look at you, doing the old story. I don't think I made it through the story. I got stuck in like the last mission, I think, where I was under-leveled and I didn't feel like grinding it out to get leveled up enough. So I gave up on it. Other than that, pretty relaxed. Ready for the 3-day weekend coming up. Much love, GMG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enjoy that 3-day weekend, my friend.
Yeah.
Is it just this 3-day weekend for work, or is there a holiday coming up?
Yeah.
What's
Memorial Day is coming up on Monday.
Oh, yep. Right. That's right. Yeah, Memorial Day. So my little town of Grafton will be doing a parade. They'll be throwing candy at people, and the Shriners will be driving their little cars around and formation.
It was so much fun when you're a little kid going to like a little parade, but like going to a parade as an adult, you're like, oh man, this is horrible. Because you don't care about like the candy, really, I think is what it is.
No.
You don't get like
sun's
psyched
just
about
beating
the candy
down on
anymore.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not going there for 6 Tootsie Rolls. Not worth it.
No, definitely not. All right, Kakalaki Whitney. Earl, work, more work, volunteer work. I guess one interesting thing is that the campus pastor asked me to be on the unofficial elders board. He says he trusts me, and he thinks I'd be a good fit for helping to grow the campus.
Wait,
good work.
Hold on, unofficial, like
made a good impression.
Like he's the guy that they know. Like I know a guy. Like is that
actually,
who he is?
I think it's more like
you can't be on the board, but you're an advisor to the board. Like.
Or is it like one of those good little buddy moments where he's like, you know what? I'm going to put you on the unofficial elders board, little buddy. You're going to help me out. And then he's telling the real board where he's like, hey guys, just so you know, you just play along. He's just.
I can only imagine
got his own little board
like
there that
whispering into the elder's ear, like, oh, good idea. Like that kind of thing.
That's a great idea. I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Love it.
I feel like we take it and make it into some like non-honorable thing. Like, wow, he's just trying to, give you. It's probably just because he was honest and made a great impression.
It's like you're going to be on the board, but you're getting 0 of the credit for any.
Yeah, you're not
getting
any money for this. Though.
Wait, I'm going to go a different direction. He's like a secret agent, and he wants Kakalaki Whitney to spy on the real board.
He's got like an earbud in and all that stuff. He's got that, like
he's just out amongst
like
the commoners, picking up what they're saying.
Right.
Oh yeah. He's got sunglasses and a hat on.
He's got like those mirrored glasses where you can see
black hair.
Occasionally puts his fingers to his ears and he's just like talking, just moving his lips.
No, it's his collar. He's got to pull up his collar and talk to his collar.
Yeah, talk to his shirt collar. It's like, hey, you're right here. They just voted, and I think it's going to be 3 yeas and a nay. You heard it here first.
Public opinion is not in our favor out here.
They're leaning towards the seafoam green blinds.
They're leaning towards a mutiny.
A mutiny, yeah. They're about to kick you out, so I quit. Okay, bye. We're sorry we hijacked your. We're happy for you.
It sounds like it is an honor.
Yeah,
Blackest SD. We're very happy for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We trust you too. That's why we're talking about you like this. We trust you to go along with it and to be happy. And Iffle Destiny 2
every time
prep.
They write into, we just tear them apart. Every single time.
Yep, that's why they do it. That's why they keep coming back. They love it. Yep. Destiny 2 prep for the next season. You gotta love when a game you have to prep for stuff.
Like what does that mean?
Well,
is he in the weight room like getting ready like?
Yep. Just goes to the summit or whatever the main area is. I don't know what it's called. Like
he's got
up to Philadelphia
headquarters.
A map up on his wall in his living room.
Actually, he's collecting items and he's putting them in a closet. It's like a digital closet where he puts all the guns and all the armors and all the helmets.
I pretty much did that with Ark.
And he's prepped. That's true. You lined up all your
I got
like
a huge, I got a
dinosaurs
storage
and
box
animals.
in Ark, which has got to be amongst the best ever put together, to be honest.
Maybe when the next season starts, he goes into that closet and he just picks up everything, and then he just runs into the field and just starts shooting everything and just like lights it up.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah.
That's the only thing I think. What are you prepping for? Like, is winter coming?
Like getting all his loadouts ready, or
maybe? Yeah, we need you to write in next week and tell us what this means. Well, how do you prep for a next season?
Before I play Ark, I will actually go into like the map in advance, and I will actually just be like on creative mode and fly around and like scout out the map. So like I'll scout to see where things are, like where's a good spot for a base based on where you can drop in. So I mean, it could be like that.
Maybe he bought a Prima guide from the local GameStop.
They have, yeah. Now he's Destiny 2. I think that's the best selling one. Is Destiny 2's Prima guide. Mm-hmm. It's written on papyrus. And it
one
was
of my buddies plays there.
Papyrus.
Blind nuns.
Serious players.
Blind nuns wrote it out, the guide.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about when he needs to prep.
That's how unbelievable a Prima guide for Destiny 2 is.
Well,
yeah. Oh, he also said
those guys were awesome. I had one for Mortal Kombat. Those were great. That's where I found out all the fatalities and all
that. He said he's getting his butt kicked in Jedi Survivor also. I don't know why they're kicking butts. Like, did they kick each other's butts? Is that how?
You gotta learn how to parry in that game, though.
Oh man,
with your butt,
the parrying.
If you don't learn how to parry, you get dominated in there.
Parrying is great in that.
And it's like
game.
if he has it like, especially if somebody has it turned up to like the higher difficulty, like you get like a fraction
11
of a second to parry, like to hit the parry button. Like it becomes like such a
Dark
such an
Souls
impossible task, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's the case.
Cool. Well, there you go, guys. Those are the joiners that decided to share what is up with them. So thank you, fellers, for sharing. That was very, very good. We're very happy for you. We're glad you joined us.
Lucas.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yes. This just in. It's my turn. So here we go. Here's the update. In real life, we went to a dinner at school called Candlelight. And it was kind of similar to you, Patrick, where the choir sang.
Yeah.
And it was not 9 hours long. There were candles that went out within the first minute of getting there because they were like the candles you put in, like float in water. And
they're like the ones that go in the pumpkin.
Small.
Yeah, they're super small. And they were trying to relight them, but doors opened at 6, and then it didn't start till like 6:30, 6:40. And so by the time the whole program started, like all the tables were dark. Like there was no candles lit anywhere. It was that one didn't work out. The candles didn't work out so much, but the rest of it went off without a hitch. They had great music. The choir sang. We just have a high school choir. We don't have a middle school choir. We can't trust the middle schoolers to stand in place and sing. It would be most likely cringeworthy, like you were kind of talking about. Not totally cringeworthy. I don't want to diss middle school singers. Like Patrick said, his girl.
It does sound like that's what you want to do, though.
Yeah.
But they're middle schoolers. They're finding their voice. Their voices are changing. They're
that's true.
They're getting there.
That's true. And it maybe it depends on the choir, teacher as well. Like,
to be fair to them, I wouldn't trust myself up there. So
yeah,
there's that.
Yeah, I mean, could I do better up there? Probably not.
You seem like you would have a pretty good voice.
You could try.
To be honest,
I would like to hear it sometime.
They're 6th, 7th, and 8th graders get in front of people while they're learning to sing. You don't have your full voice ready when you're 10, 11, 12 years old. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah. Takes a lot of courage.
For sure. Yeah. In watching the high school choir sing, like I totally got nostalgic. I grew up being in choir from elementary school. So elementary, middle, high school. My church district had a 30 member choir full of like just of a bunch of teenagers.
30 for 30.
A 30 for 30. Yeah. We were on ESPN for our choir skills. But we traveled all over West Virginia and sang in different churches. I pretty much learned West Virginia geography by traveling with this choir. So it always makes me feel very nostalgic when I listen to a choir sing. And they had great music. Patrick, they definitely sang some songs from The Greatest Showman.
Yes,
This Is Me.
Man, that soundtrack. Oh my gosh. So good.
Yeah, I think they did This Is Me and Rewrite the Stars. And for Rewrite the Stars, they actually had a couple dance in the middle of the dining area, which was really cool to go with the choir singing. And they were dancing, and it was really cool. They did, prior to the dance, they did I guess it was a song, like a song from the 30s or 20s, but the way they filmed the interaction between like a fake husband and wife, the husband's like playing cards with a friend, and they're drinking, and it looks like they got like cigars in their mouths, and they're having a good time, and the wife comes home early, I guess, and she catches him gambling and stuff, gets mad, kicks him out. And this is all in the video. Like, this is a really well done high school, like, recorded video. Yeah. And they did like a 20s, they did like the silent film effect with it, where they filmed it, and then you didn't realize why you couldn't hear anyone's voices until the husband, she kicks the husband out. And these are two high schoolers pretending to be, husband and wife. She kicks him out, and she looks at the game he was playing, the card game he was playing. He was playing Uno. And she's like, Uno. But she moves her mouth, and then it just says Uno across the screen. And then she sniffs the drink, drinks it, and she's like, grape juice. And then she picks up the cigar, and she smells it and looks at it, and she's like, chocolate. And it realizes that she misinterpreted what they were doing, and they were actually having a clean game of Uno, drinking grape juice and eating chocolate. And so the song was like, and this whole time they're singing a song like "Come Home, Bill Bailey," or "Bill Bailey, Won't You Come Home," or something. It was like an a cappella song.
It was like a whole show, really.
It was a whole show. It was very entertaining. Cool. And so they did a bunch of songs, not a bunch of songs. They did a few songs from Greatest Showman. They did a medley of Mamma Mia songs from ABBA. It was a fun old time. And then we had a nice meal, ate some food. They crowned the king and queen of candlelight. And they did like an NHS. I don't know if you guys were ever a part of National Honor Society or heard about it, but they did the NHS induction ceremony. My favorite story about NHS when I joined, they had us up front, and they did a ceremony where you had to make a pledge. And so I can't remember if they had us hold up our hand like I'm doing right now that you can't see or what, but they did kind of okay, everybody repeat after me. I state your name. And then half the people said, I state your name, instead of actually saying your name.
That's the only thing.
I was like, right? What in the world? You guys are fired. You get out of this. You're not even in the NHS anymore. It was really funny.
It was all the
I'll never forget
the Honor Society kids.
Yeah, always the Honor
that's
Society
kids. That's the best
kids.
you have, though. If they can't follow.
Yeah, exactly. If that's the best we have. Well,
let's be honest. If they said that, would you have said, I state your name on purpose?
I said my name.
Yes.
I was actually playing it straight. I was a good NHS kid. I wanted to play.
I was a good egg.
The right way. Now, if you had been in NHS with me, Patrick, we definitely would have both said, I state your name together. And
wait a minute,
you
were
would
you
have
guys
gotten
both
me kicked out of the
National
group.
Honor Society?
Yeah.
I don't know, Patrick, were you?
Yeah.
Were you, Lucas? You definitely.
I was in.
I definitely was. Yeah.
National Junior Honor Society in middle school, and then Honor Society in high school.
Wow. Ooh, they had junior
I
for
would
you?
be willing to bet that Marc also was on it.
Oh, for sure.
That would make me the only one not.
I would put money down. You're the odd man out. Sorry about your luck.
That's why I'm the clown here.
Yep. That pretty much says it all.
The tears of a clown.
The senior superlatives and the greatest comedian, or the one who's going to be a comedian when they get older. That's you.
Actually, no.
Yeah.
I got biggest
What'd
party.
you get?
In fact.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
I got nicest smile.
That is
I
nice.
was most school spirit.
Ooh, look at you, Mr. School Spirit.
Can you believe that?
I can.
What do you got to do to get that?
You know what? I don't know. I went to baseball games and football games. I was in the crowd.
School shirt every day. And
I don't see.
I mean,
I wasn't any of the sports. I did. So we went to there was like state championships or state tournament for the football, and it was like, I don't know, 40 degrees out, and I had painted my chest. So I had that. So
I feel like you
I went
deserve
all
it.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you painted your chest, that gets you a prize.
For the Devils. See the Seinfeld one with David Putty.
Yeah.
David's painted
Oh,
his face.
right. Yes. Oh man. Yeah, so that was a fun old time, candlelight. So we did that, and that's about all that was happening in the real life. Not much else going on. In the gaming front, I'm still not playing that old Marvel Snap, so
I can't believe
Staying strong.
Yeah, I considered, there was like one day I was like, maybe I should download it again and just see what's going on, click some cards and stuff. And I went to download it, and what was it? It told me
You made it further than I thought you were going to make it in this story.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Like,
they give you like 9 are you sure's? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Are you sure?
I think that's what it was. It kept asking me. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is a sign. I don't remember it being this complicated, so never mind.
Yeah.
And I
now that you say that, I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah. It actually was one of the times that "Are you sure?" just really convinced me not to do it, so I didn't do it. But I did play some console gaming. I just played random ones, partially to get my PlayStation Stars credit. I got my first game with my PlayStation coins I got a free game, and that game is called Risk of Rain. And I played it for 10 minutes, and I'm not sure I'll ever play it again. But
oh my goodness.
That was a free 10 minutes that I couldn't have had otherwise. Was it a lot of
points?
So, no, it wasn't. I've been very casual about PlayStation Stars. I've not been like trying to get every single coinage I can get, or getting my little trophies. I did get a Dead Cells trophy on it.
That's an interesting question, though. What is the last bad buy that you guys got, like for a video game? What's
the last bad buy?
It was Quiet Man. I'm always going to go back to that game.
Oh man, Quiet Man. That's true.
It was the worst game. I don't know, Ronnie. Did I ever tell you about Quiet Game?
Quiet Game.
I don't know.
Or it's called The Quiet Man, and you are a man who is deaf. So the entire game is
weird
quiet.
Start.
Yeah, entire game is quiet, and you see people they're talking, and you can't hear anything. No subtitles.
There's just no sound of the game at all.
Nothing.
No, I would never survive that.
It had a cool premise to it. You're a deaf guy who goes around the world. You can't hear anything. It was a mix of game and like live action. So it had a really cool like combination of the two, but it was just so bad that I found like the only way to get through it was to laugh through it, and I would just come up with dialogue for the people that were talking. And that's the only way I could. That's the only way I could get through it. But yeah, I never went back to that game. I from time to time I think about re-downloading that game, because once you beat the game, you get the audio back. It's one of the features, like the extra features for New Game Plus.
So you can actually hear all
actual audio, and I kind of want to go back and do that, but I just have not pulled the trigger yet.
Patrick, I found my game. My worst purchase ever, and you were there. Contra Rogue Corps. Do you remember?
Oh my gosh! Why did we quit that real quick?
How could anything with Contra be bad?
Right? We got it because I was like, "This is surely going to be fun." Because remember, we played Contra.
Didn't you want to take it back? You tried to.
I tried to take it back, and they wouldn't take it. I was like, I'm never coming back here again.
Loser, already bought this game.
And you know what? I went to the mall. I went to that mall not long ago, and that game store had shut down. And I was like, serves you right for not letting me return. It was all because of you. They
were waiting for that Contra Rogue Core to be sold. They're like, all right, let's get out of here.
His boss immediately.
So we can swindle someone else.
Just bought.
Let's go somewhere else to mess with them.
Mine was Luigi's Mansion. That was the most recent one.
Oh, I remember you talking about that.
I was so mad about that one. That was like $70 too.
Yeah, that you spent way more than I did.
I got ripped off.
Yeah, you did. It's unfortunate. That hurts. So, where were we? What were we talking about?
I don't know.
I thought Patrick was going to say something, but then he stopped.
Yeah, I'm trying to download the Quiet Man to my console.
Oh,
And it
that's
won't,
right. That's
and it won't let me. The
what?
the download to console
It,
bar is supposed to be
yeah,
blue
it
so I can
hurt.
do it, and it will not let me.
That's the universe
So
giving you a message right
you
there.
know what? There it is. That's right there. Won't let me do it.
Oh no, Lucas is frozen.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
gone.
He's
It's up to us now.
no, right in the middle of his update.
Look at his face.
Oh, no. Oh man,
Am I back?
oh,
He's
there
back,
he is.
yeah.
Hey, woo, that was close. I
He
don't know
gave
why
us
that
a
happened.
weird
Hold
look,
on. 1 second.
for those on the YouTube.
Freeze.
Man, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Are you still good?
Yeah,
What? We're still here. Are you
don't-
here?
I don't know what happened. That was so weird.
That was. I just all of a sudden it was just dead air for a minute, and I was like, "Oh no, he's
no,
gone."
he's gone.
It still said it was recording, so I'm like, I was just sitting here in faith, hoping it would come back. So, yeah, where were we?
Yeah.
I lost.
I was trying to
again.
download the Quiet Man. It won't let me.
Oh yeah, that's not
Before
cool.
that, I think we were in the middle of your update somewhere.
Oh, that's right. I was just
got
I
a
was
bad
playing
box.
random games, so I don't remember what I said I was playing, but let me see here. I
Yeah.
played some Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite again. Wow, what a terribly animated game! It's just like plastic figures. Like the graphics on it are awful. Nonsensical story. So yeah, but I played that. Played some. What else? Ooh, I jumped back into Skyrim. And
Really?
let me tell you, I love Skyrim. What a great game.
That's
What a
good
great,
game.
great game. And not only did I jump into Skyrim, but my son got to watch some of it. And I was in the opening like action area where you're escaping the dragon. And I was in the keep. We got attacked by our first Imperials, and I fought them. I laughed because like the way the weapons move at the enemies, it's like they're not even there. Like there's no resistance whatsoever. You just swing the same motion over and over again. So it's like, oof, I forgot how far they've come in video games. And like you just play like God of War, you play some other more updated games, and you can like feel the hits. It like slows down as if it's actually hitting something. But this is just like, no matter what you're swinging, it's the same thing. And so I kind of giggled about that. Like
it's an updated version though, isn't it? From like the original.
It is, but it's not.
I wonder what they did. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't compare.
Is.
I think the only way you can get it super updated is if you play with mods. And I didn't even mess with that. I probably should have checked out the mods just to see what they're like. Like
check out Elden Ring.
Like textures it. Yeah, I've heard that's pretty good. But I don't want to
get
like
a more difficult version. I feel like of Skyrim.
I'm not feeling anything that's going to suck me in. I'm staying away from it. It's going to. Elden Ring's one of those. But yeah. So, but then after I took out the Imperials, I of course have to steal every single thing they have on them. Oh. And when I did that, they went down to their underwear, and James was like, "Oh, you just stripped them naked." I just started to freak out. And he was like, "Dad, you can't do that. You can't take all their clothes off. That's weird." And he got super freaked out. Like, and it just made me laugh because I was like, "This is normal. Like, this is what you got to do.
You loot everything in video games.
You loot everything." And within halfway through of this mission, like I'm like crawling because I'm overweight with all the clothes and armor, overburdened. So I have to like drop stuff. Okay, what has the least amount of value? And James
I used to go into like the townspeople's houses, and you wait for him to like go around the corner, and you just take everything.
Yeah, well, that's
looting
the thing
in games is so wrong in real life.
Oh,
it is.
You're going through people's cupboards and stuff.
I'm just here. I'm just gonna grab this.
Actually, the first time I played it, I spent 16 hours in the first town, like doing just that, going house to house, stealing everything. I would go to like a certain cave or whatever, then come back to town and do the same thing over again. But then I discovered that at least at that point in the game, you can't sell stolen things to the shopkeep. So I had like 600 pounds of stuff, and I'm like, "Here, take this," and he's like, "I don't want that." He doesn't even recognize that it's real. He's like, "That's contraband. I can't take that." It's like, no, I just wasted all my time. So I like ate all the cabbage and the cheese wheels and everything else I had.
Cheese wheels.
Drank all the mead, yeah, and just like stumbling everywhere. Yeah, so I played like a mission or two of Skyrim. It was nice to get back into it and just to it's like riding a bike. Like Skyrim's one of the ones where I think when it came out that next year, 2012, like between when I was living in the US and then we came to Brazil, that's pretty much the only game I played that whole year was Skyrim. And then I got back into Rocket League and just playing what's it called, with the punching fist and the
Rumble?
hook shot. Yeah, Rumble. Just play Rumble. I just like Rumble. I like the randomness. It's just fun. Like, even though it's competitive, quote unquote, I don't feel like it is. Like, I feel like it's
kind of a party,
around.
like a party game, more or less.
Yeah, it's like a party game. So feel good playing that. I had to ground my son from playing Rocket League though, because he's not good. He's not a graceful loser.
Controller.
He didn't throw a controller, but he like did the like Hulk shake scream where he just like the controller was kind of making crackle sounds as he was like squeezing it.
Oh,
I was like, this isn't good, son.
Yeah, these controllers, I mean, they're not cheap.
Nope, they are not at all.
I think I almost rage quit last night in Rocket League, actually. It was one of those nights where we lost like a game where we were winning, and it was like just a horrible way to lose, right? And I was like, I am not getting off of here until I win a game tonight. I will play the rest of the night if I have to. We played like 5 or 6 more games. It took forever.
Oh my gosh.
It was a bad run. I was just angrily, I was like, I'm here for the rest of the night until I win.
When I was playing Marvel Snap, I definitely went through that where I just kept losing, and I'm like, okay, just one more. And then I think I would have one where the person would leave like in the third turn, and I'm like, that counts. Okay, I'm done.
That counts as a win. Yeah.
Or I was like, that doesn't count. I have to really win. Like, I need to go all 6
Depends
turns.
how mad you are. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does. But yeah, so I've gone back into some console gaming. So it was fun. It was a good time. Other than that, that's all I got. That's my life, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Glad we established that. Just to make sure, you didn't post on Facebook or Twitter, right?
I didn't.
I mean, since you
do a good job
5 minutes,
this week. Yeah,
it's all good, man. It's fine. We got the people we wanted. So the rest of y'all, just kidding. We love you.
We'll get you next week.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all from us. You can let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods next week. We hope you will. You can find us on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Instagram. We're also on YouTube and Twitch. If you want to go over there, watch some vids. MySpace. I don't know who's there, but we could be there somewhere. Just type in MySpace / the GMG pod and see what happens. I make no promises. Beyond that, Patreon and our merch page is a good place to support and gear up with us. Regardless, if you like to click links, just go to linktree.com / the GMG pod and you can click all the links. You can follow us, hang out with us, chat with us. We would love it. Beyond that,
I'd love it.
If you want to toss a digital coin our way, you can give us a review, type it, put it out there, give us some stars on the old Apple Podcast, Podchaser, Spotify, or you can let your voice be heard, literally, if you like, at 929 GMG Guys. All right, then, Patrick, Ronald, and Carcass, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.